it in bread and say what is it? Bread and milk, right?
Bread and milk, I think.
Ask yourself. Mama mboga bodaboda kule nyumbani. Ni waje ambao wanaweza kujistahimili na milo tatu kwa siku. Hakuna. Uelewa kwa sababu ipi? Sababu ikiwa ni kuwa gharama ya maisha iko juu. Na serikali ya Kenya iliweza kutuambia hivi. The government of Kenya told us this, that they are increasing the tax, and I want to differ on this platform with the Sakaja of Nairobi, Edwin Sifuna. Sifuna told us that bread and milk is consumed by those of the lower class. Mr. Speaker, I want to tell us this. Mr. Speaker, I want to tell us this, that bread is consumed by the first class and those who refer to themselves as the middle class. So that when the government, yes, true. I mean, think about it.
Most of the kids, most of the families, like you have 3 kids. Yes. You should have breakfast. Initially bread was only 50 shillings. You just go to the shop, you purchase using 50 shillings. They take bread in the morning and they go to school using only 50 shillings. You can't tell me a person is first class can't eat the same bread that I will eat for super loaf. You see? And exactly that those stages and whatever. So the Sifuna was just right saying that. Sorry?
Sifuna was not right. Sifuna was not right because think about this. Think about this and think about it. Because if you want us to criticize the government for increasing the price of bread, ask yourself, who are the people behind bread production in Kenya? You know, the other day I saw the CEO Mayfair Holdings Kisumu, the one in charge for Sunblest, and I think has some shares in Superloaf, died. You know, that is a parastatal belonging to one individual, right?
Yeah.
The guy is making over 70% profit, right? Now, and if that's the case, you fail to tell ourselves that the tax will not be on the price of the bread itself, no, it will be on the factors of production. And as I discussed with their friend earlier, the factors of production as I have them today are land, capital, labor. Number 4, I call it good governance, good followership and leadership. And number 5, I call it patriotism. Right?
So what do you mean by good followership? Sorry, Honorable Asuda, what do you mean by good followership?
What I mean by good followership is that we have a followership that understands the government. Because if we have a followership that is always against the government, a case that I'm seeing here and a case that I'm seeing all over the country, then we will be experiencing all these economic hiccups, political instabilities. We will be down and up for coup d'etats, and the country will not move.
Now, let me ask you a question.
Take an example. You know, Kenya is not the first country to experience a hike in the prices of, say, bread. In Italy, they increased the price of bread by 1 shilling, only 1 shilling. It's led to a revolution. Italy has never survived it. Italy has never come back to the place and the position where it was because of a simple revolution.
Listen, if it's about taxing commodities, why don't they go for commodities such as cigarettes, alcohols, with things which are not that major? Because after all, we have to raise taxes. Why do they have to go for commodities such as bread? Because, people have grown from that bread. That's the main food that people take as breakfast. So there's no way you can start taxing major commodities, then you pretend you're trying to help the government. Because that's how you're hurting also the wananchi. Because after all, you're taxing the basic commodities from them, then you expect them to wake up, go and do the work. Where are they going to get that psyche? Where are they going to get that morale to continue working? If after everything you're doing is taxing. The point you're not getting here, Honorable Adoda, is this. You see, you have to take a very good note of this. You can't who have no job. You can't tax somebody who is jobless. So we have no problem with taxing bread. You can't compare Italy to Kenya because when you look at the employment base of Italy, it's wider. Italy is a very big country. Very, very, very big country, very progressive. It's among the first world countries. You can't compare it to a third world country like Kenya. Because in Italy, even if they raise bread with 5 shillings, people will still eat. Why? Because they're employed, they have jobs. But look here in Kenya, the majority working group in Kenya, ages between 35 to 65 years. That's the majority group of people who are working. Now, let me ask you a question. Between 24, or let me say, if the majority group is working between from 35 to 65, which is the maximum retiring age, and most of the people start working very good, like the majority of the people who are working, who are employed are between 35 years old to 65. And remember, we still have young, because you finish maybe campus with 26, 27. All that time from between 27 to 35 before you get a job. How are you going to survive? You are jobless. Meaning that most of the youths in Kenya are unemployed. And most of the youths are the ones who are paying taxes. Because you can't tell me a guy who is 70 years old is paying tax. That guy's retired. He's maybe even enjoying his pension. So the working class, which are the young people, they are jobless. How are you going to tax a jobless person? Because if you can manage to get 100 shillings per day, bread is going at 70 shillings, milk is going at 65. What am I going to do with that money? So I don't see how we are trying to side with this government. It's your opinion, but I think you have to reconsider and look at this in a different perspective and in a different lens. You just have to see how the government is maybe going out of our way a little bit here.
Well, true. You worked quite eloquently, but allow me to remind you this.
Yeah.
You said clearly that the working, I don't want to call it the working class, but the working age bracket is from say 35 to 65.
Yeah, majority.
Majority, right?
Yeah.
Mind you, if you are a civil servant, take a nurse for an example.
Yeah.
A nurse will be taxed upon retirement on his pension or on his or her pension, almost 5%.
Yeah.
Get what I'm saying? Now, if you tax the last 5%, that money goes to NSSF, that money is what goes for the NHIF, and that money is what makes it, that money is what allows, allows the country to grow. Now, say we cannot tax a jobless society.
Yeah, that's very true.
Okay, fine. Then that is the same as you saying that we should not tax them at all, because even if there are those who are doing some jobs, these odd jobs we call them work hours or work days. Cannot give you, say, more than 500 or 600 shillings a day, right? And mind you, all these other people that are here, most of them are not registered taxpayers.
Yeah.
And even if they were taxpayers, I want you to see it through my lenses that the government allows you to file a nil return. I've filed mine. Have you filed yours?
Yeah, of course I have to file. I'm a patriotic citizen, so I have to file mine.
You file yours?
Yeah, just a few.
And I bet if you're a student, it is nil returns, right?
Yeah, of course.
So if it is nil returns, the government has to see on a way to survive, because even in these big parastatals, people earning like say 5 figures, these people are filing nil returns. The government has to find a way for it to survive. You know? And the government, for it to be, for us to say that this government is working, the government has to adapt to different situations. I believe that is what we call the government being versatile, being able to adapt in every situation. Now you find a situation where we have a population, and I believe if you are 18 years and above, you are that is supposed to pay tax, right?
Yeah.
Right. Now you find that 70 to 73 them are not registered taxpayers. The small percent that are registered taxpayers comes to around 10 million citizens. Out of the 10 million citizens, close to 6 million files nil return. We are depending on the 4 million citizens to develop our country, something that is not even possible. So I think before we go out fungus and slash us out to the government, I think we should try and see what they are doing instead of just every time trying to say blah 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 blah.
Okay. Honorable Aduda.
Sir.
Aduda, you're talking about nil returns. Why have you guys continued to make even the process, let's say the revenue collection process, a hard thing? Before even being registered to the KRA, you have to pay levies, much levies, for you to be registered and enrolled into the system. Why can't you make it, let's say, a smooth path for Kenyans? Yet you are busy talking about nil returns, surely.
No, what I'm not getting it right. It's like Honorable Aduda is trying to bring out a point and trying to validate that the government should tax anyone, the jobless, the employed. You see, we have civil servants. And actually, to say the truth, civil servants are the one who are carrying this country because they must be taxed. Recently, I was talking to one of the qualified nursing in Thika Level 5 hospitals, and he was telling us, you see, you can get a salary, you can get 70,000 in 1 month. But when you look at the taxes that are being arranged there, you get this for going to support the homeless, there are this for going to support the SG Trust Fund, we have these things going to Northeast Fund for food relief, such things. In real sense, I don't see such things happening in real life because there's no day I've ever seen the government has said that now this money has been deducted from civil servants, we are going to do this and this.
They can't even.
Yeah, so they are not that accountable. That's why I say that in the first place, collection of taxes is not a problem. The problem is now with the spending.
Very true.
You're spending anyhowly, you're spending extravagantly, then you come back after President you're having loans, you come back to that low-class Mwananchi, you want to try to
Mr. Baraka,
what's the point of order?
When Mr. Baraka says spending extravagantly, perhaps give me an example where the taxpayers' money has been used extravagantly.
Okay, Mr. Baraka will proceed for that. Okay.
Recently, you just said about the renovation taking place at the Mr. Igis. Or that's not anything that you see, like, it's very alarming. We don't have
Actually, Mr. Baraka, let me even buttress you on that.
The plate to US.
Gachagos office would need billions to be renovated. What for?
Yeah, what for? The setup is also being renovated. Yet we have a leaking Jomo Kenyatta Airport. We don't have enough schools in Northeast.
Mr. Baraka, allow me to tell you this.
Yes.
Well, a country's worth is measured by its governance of good quality to its citizens, right? If you want to speak and say that that the government is using a lot of money to renovate the Shagwa's place, then I want to say no, because ordinarily it is in the provision. There is a provision for that in the constitution. It is not something that is off. No, it is something that is there, and you will see it during Kibaki's time, during Moi's time, during Uhuru's time, and even during this time, and in the government that will come.
Let me give you an example. I'm a medical student, and there's one thing we call triaging. Triaging is like prioritizing. You first put important things at first, then you start You don't go with the minor. Now look at this particular state or at this particular moment. Between renovating Rigi's place and the state house and going to provide food and shelter for those and opening schools in Northeastern, which should be the priority now?
Baraka, let me say something, Baraka.
Baraka, allow me to invite Paul.
Yeah.
Allow me to invite Paul. I think we've taken the time quite too much.
Yeah.
Let us invite an expert. By the way, I love his work in YouTube.
Yeah, absolutely.
He does quite an excellent job. So, Bwana Paul.
Yes.
Tafadhali.
Karibu Paul.
Now today I said I'm sick, so today I'm just listening. I don't want to contribute. I'm not feeling well. That's why I decided to join late. I was not supposed to join, but someone reached me and asked me to join. Yeah, so I really apologize for that. I will contribute next time. But maybe I can just say something. There was someone who asked an instance where the government is maybe somehow appearing to be extra, as in the government is spending in a way that make them appear as if they're spendthrift. For example, you see the train to the plane which the president had to US. You heard that it was charging the government 1.6 million per hour. So when Kenyans learned about that, they started to ask the president why he was using a plane which was costing 1.6 million per hour. The president decided to divert attention of Kenya by telling them that the plane he used will cost less than 10 million. Yet he failed to disclose to us this deal. He never mentioned to us the amount he used. He's not in a position to prove to us that indeed I used 10 million and not 201 million, which Kenyans are saying. That is the first example that clearly shows that this government is extremely extravagant. I don't know how to pronounce that term. And then other instance, you heard about the big V8s, the fancy cars that were bought by Gachagua immediately he came into power. Do you remember them? Do you remember that story?
Yeah, we call it very well.
Yeah, the very first thing that Gachagua did when he got into office, he asked for a location for buying those expensive V8s, big. He wanted to prove to Uhuru Kenyatta that they are the ones who are now in charge of government and not him anymore. And then, if you're very keen, you realize that Chopper became something normal in the village, which was something which never happened before. Anyone could just take Chopper anytime and go with it to the village. And if you look at our laws, I don't think that is allowed in our constitution. We're not supposed to make a military chopper something common in the village, because a military is a highly respected job and people should take it seriously. So if you make a military chopper something normal in the village, people will disrespect our military personnel, our soldiers are working out there. I think I'm done.
Thank you very much for the submission, Wanapola. Even though you are partially updated about the meeting or you access the link late, we still appreciate your contribution. No?
Okay, thank you.
And I bet next time you'll even make it a great time.
Okay.
Asante sana. So guys, I bet you've talked that much, greatly pointing out properly, and I bet it's the way to go. Coming forth will be the next parliamentarians. To point out on the government. But what Aduda should know or should accept that when the government is going astray, you must just point it out. You cannot sugarcoat a government that is going wrong. Aduda.
And then,
okay, don't rise on a point of order.
And then, you people.
Point of order.
And then.
Point of order. Okay, what's your point of order?
Mr. Speaker, allow me to tell you this.
Okay.
Allow me to educate this house.
You want to direct the Speaker of the House?
Yeah. I want to personally direct this education to the Speaker of the House and the members at large.
Okay.
When we talk of a government that is working, we need a government that has critiques. The critiques that all of us are included. But you see, we must give credit to where credit is deserved.
Very true, very true.
You must give credit to where credit is deserved. Because think about this, and this is what I'll leave you with guys.
Because also,
ever since Ruto came into power,
okay.
hatusikii kelele kutoka from the Chinese government, deni, although it is there, right? So in as much as you want to throw a stone, those in glass houses should not throw stones. I rest my submission.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Manaduda. Thank you very much. But what you should know, that the proverbial glass ring could also be broken. That one has tried next time. Thank you very much, Manaduda. Okay. So guys, it's almost 9. Actually, it's 9, and we have to gain some information from news so as to help us widen our knowledge of understanding of the current affairs. So I think it's just that time that we broke off, ended the call. But I mostly from my heart thank you very much for contributing, linking into our discussion. Catch you next time.
Yeah. So guys, I think tutafahamiana tena kule inbox, we get to chat.
Yeah, absolutely. Umeangusha bombshell hapo. Baraka, this is that.
Okay, it's a possibility actually.
No, that's our superwoman. She can't do that.
It's a possibility.
But not with EDA. Maybe with another brand. Maybe your DM man. EDA.
Not really. It can't happen. DM now. But okay. There'll be rebranding of these political parties.
Yes.
Because 2013 there was COD, 2017 there was NAFA, 2022 there was Ademio, so 2027 there will be another one. The same candidate for CNA and URP, they came at home Jubilee, now there is UDA, there was KANU, and they have been there. In like what was the name again?
NDP.
Yeah?
The Rainbow Coalition, NDP, Ama?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, so basically, I just want to say to you guys I'm really indebted to you guys, and let us continue with the same spirit. Today Paul ameniangusha, amenyamaza. Yeye ndio nilikuwa nategea sana.
No, I'm sick. I was just asked by Victor.
His apologies have been accepted, Aduda.
But I'll catch him probably next time. So Mr. Baraka, it's
absolutely. You guys are busy man running many accounts.
Okay. Yeah. Good. Oh, yeah. Kindly, before I forget, I think an anthology of poems and the short stories. So if I thought you were down to say writing one, or rather to have the one published, kindly tupatane kule DM, we can speak mawili matatu.
Okay.
Then I believe all will be well. Mimi nasema asante sana, Mungu awabariki.
Kabisa. Asante sana bro. Alright. So, okay. We have a friend, 29, 41, 69, 11. Just take one word. Contact 39, 41, 69, 11. Okay. Alright. All right.
That's the savings to you guys when you are Okay, the speaker man, whoever the chair of this debate, give us the motion.
Okay. So the motion mover would adjust on updates next time.
Yes,
And I would inform you mapema sana.
yeah.
So thank you very much. Thank you very much. Contact 18 33 38 19 11 before we conclude.
Okay, for those who don't know me, I'm Paul Omondi. Most of you know me as Kobe. My third name is Kobe. Yeah, I would also love to know some of your name at some point. I really find it hard when talking to you because I refer to you using pronouns. So maybe while you are making your final remarks, I would really maybe request you maybe to introduce your name first before making the final remarks. To our main discussion of today, I would like to say that I will have rejected this. I'm going to reject this finance bill in totality. I don't see anything here. I don't see anything here which is going to add any value to our economy. In fact, if you introduce things, maybe if you introduce something serious, things which are serious like this one, a change is supposed to be gradual, not sudden changes. The impact of sudden changes. Those who did chemistry don't know the impact of sudden changes on things. Kenyans are already burdened. And if we keep on burdening, do you want them to die? Kenya will die. In fact, as we are speaking, most Kenyans they're really hopeless. They have no hopes in this country. They have lost hope in William Samoei Ruto. In fact, most of people are saying that William Ruto.
Could we go back to the streets? Could we go back to the street, Paul?
Yes, that's what I'm seeing is going to happen next. In fact, I had the Kalozo was saying that chances are very high that we can go back to the street if the government continues towards this. And if this finance bill is implemented without making an amendment on it, chances are very high. In fact, from where I stay, I'm very ready to organize people so that we can go take it to the streets.
I'll join you guys on the streets.
Because there is no way you can increase taxes increase taxes to this extent and expect us to keep quiet. That's something which will never happen. We are in a democratic country where things like these ones we're supposed to oppose. Yeah, I think I'm done.
Thank you very much for your take.
Just a reminder, Mr. Paul.
Yeah.
Mr. Ludo, what's the point of order?
The next time when you want to go to the streets,
Yes.
make sure you get a permit first because we are not joking this time round.
But they have their rights, Mr. Duda. They have their rights.
Aduda, let me tell you, when it comes to complying, we are very good compliance. We normally comply. We normally go to the police. We get that permit before going to the street. Now, after getting the street, we are normally very peaceful until the police arrive. That's when now we are normally provoked. And then we start responding at the police.
Government come in.
Yeah. That's the time when you normally get angry and then start responding back. Of course, we are all human beings. We all get angry. We get high at some point. When you are not very serious, if someone provokes right now, of course we will respond. And that's what we normally do. Yeah?
Mr. Paul, Mandamano is not a foreign concept for me.
Yeah.
Ask Mr. Freddy can testify to that. Mandamano is not a foreign concept to me. So I understand that the wrath of Wandamanaji is not caused by, say, the government intimidating, or rather, the government intimidating those who are striking, but rather those who are striking themselves are the ones who create their own America.
No, but okay, you see.
Motive of demonstration is a great orchestrator, but they could do it that very well. But we would also follow our protocols put there. Thank you very much, Paul.
Okay.
For your take. Baraka, please.
Okay. It has been a great session. I think we still have a lot to talk about. We have also to catch up with the current. We have a very big minister in Citizen TV, Susan Nakumicha, CS Help.
Oh, Nakumicha is there.
Yeah, Nakumicha is there with Jeff Koinange.
Oh, that I can't miss that. Yeah, it's going to be smoothly. So guys, thank you for your contribution. I think the next time, Honorable Shudri, please try to share motion a bit early so that we can gather enough points. You know, we have to talk about facts. Aduda, that's your cabinet minister, so we must just listen to her. Yeah, so let's just continue the same spirit. This is our future. We are thinking about a country that we have to build. Very true. Yeah, so let's continue the same, because one day we are going to be in those parliament houses and we'll have to speak. Absolutely true. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Baraka.
Ivy should tell us something.
Yeah, Ivy, please.
Ivy tell us something. Then, of course, Lucy Cordella will tell us something. Then,
Lucy has rated already. Alright.
Oh, okay. Then I think it's Ivy start.
Yeah, it's Ivy, then contact 0085 3023. Ivy, you're around. I think Ivy is not around. So, okay, contact 0085 3023 kindly. Oh, Ivy is back. Ivy. Okay, contact 0085 3023. Hello. Okay, guys, Aduda. I think we are all already in one voice. And what is not said, I guess it's what all of us could have said. So I'm much obliged about your attendance. And let's keep on getting good words and also getting from our views so as to steer forth Kenya. Absolutely. Just as Baraka said, you're the next leaders of this country. So let's keep on the touch alive and it will be all good. Thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, thank you. I'm off now.
All right. I call off the meeting.
Yes, a very good evening to you guys. Those were my friends from Mount Kenya University. Today I hosted them. We were discussing Finance Bill of 2024, how punitive it is. I hope that you have heard from them. They have answered almost everything that you wanted to hear. They've said. And of course, I'll be hosting them again next Sunday. If you're available, kindly tune in so that you can get to hear what they're saying. Although today I was not feeling well. That's why I joined the meeting very late, despite the fact that I was the one who was supposed to host them. In fact, we have just heard from them. They are very disappointed in me because today I've not contributed the way they expected, the way I normally do on a daily basis. In fact, last time I also made some very serious contribution. So they were expecting that I was going to do the same thing. They expected that I was going to contribute the way I did contribute last time, but I was sick. It is just some few minutes ago that I began maybe feeling a little bit okay. Okay, guys, I will have to end this live stream at this point. Kindly, next Sunday, starting from 7 up to 9, I'll be hosting these people again. Kindly, if you're available, kindly tune in. All right, bye-bye until next time. This is Paul Kode.